Welcome to Soul Busy. I'm Rach.
And I'm Carly,
Your CEO
and COO
sisters. We share unfiltered convo on balancing hustle with mindfulness
while running successful businesses with soul
and the real life between it all. Hey, we're going into Ulta. We're going into Ulta.
Is that your song?
Yeah.
It's a cute song.
Thanks.
It's super weird.
I can't believe it.
I laugh out loud in bed actually, I forget about it.
Well, I think we're just currently still when we're recording this versus when this podcast will go live, still in the thick of getting it to happen. So it's just it's a reality because it's 100% happening. But at the same time, we're still working on it.
My friend who I told before we were telling anyone, when I told her, she was like, can you please tell me about the phone call of how that happened? And I was laughing with her on the phone being it was the scariest phone call of my life. I never want to do it again.
It was wild. The whole process was wild. I mean, first of all, let's back up. Sleepy Tie is 4 years old, right?
Yeah.
When we were 3 years old, we had the conversation of so what's next? And obviously, usually the next step in all of this is okay, we're going to retail.
I feel that's the first question we always got.
What is
what's
store?
next? What's next? What are you doing?
Everyone wants. We're just focused on today.
I don't know. I'm just trying to fucking go to the bathroom.
I'm just trying to find time to pee. I mean, I think we knew that that would happen. We knew that would be part of the goal. I think the question for us was where?
Yeah.
I think we had a lot of, I'm not going to mention the other retailers we were talking to, but there was a lot of conversation with a lot of different retailers. And in the end, we chose Ulta because we felt they were an incredible partner in terms of responsiveness, their intrigue towards the product. They really, I thought, understood us and appreciated us. And I just felt it was such a pairing with their salon and having salons in their store.
Yeah, I think Ulta's cool, just especially with an invention, because when you're walking around Ulta, I feel you're browsing.
You're perusing.
And running around it's just you're what's this? What's this? What's this? And I feel Sleepy Tie, if you've never heard about it before, is a really nice invention for you to be holy crap.
Yeah.
You pick it up and you're wake up with perfect hair. This is, what is this? And that was awesome when we had our pop-up in the Seaport. So we kind of got a little taste of what it would be like. Yeah. And I think having a place like Ulta where it's this huge store that has a lot of awesome brands, I agree with you on the hair salon part, but they also have a lot of blow dryers, curling irons, those type of things. So
I feel huge hair department.
I feel it matches the energy of Sleepy Tie.
I agree.
Really well.
I mean, obviously we agree. We made the decision
we did
together.
That,
yeah. I mean, the process was super interesting and I think the hardest part for me at the beginning was that we had to be the one doing the pitching, right, of the brand. We had to pitch every single retailer, and we did. We pitched them all. And we had to make a pitch deck for every single retailer. But the brand was it was evolving so quickly that I think what was challenging for me was the day-to-day work of building the D2C brand, the direct-to-consumer brand, our actual e-commerce, while also creating these decks was actually quite time-consuming. Those decks were intense. They were 40-page decks every single time that you're thinking about the whole trajectory of your career kind of almost leading up to this moment, and somebody who doesn't know you or doesn't really maybe know your product, learning all about you in just an attachable PDF. And it's felt like a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's scary. It definitely is scary. It's something that you've been kind of getting used to for the past 4 years. And then you get offered this opportunity and it's complete, I don't know, school for something you've never done before. You have to go to Ulta University.
There's
basically.
literally no rule book for this. It's just and
you kind of have to fake it till you make it. It's you gear up for this in your career. I think with this type of.
I don't know if we had to fake it. I honestly think we worked towards this. I think we
but I'm saying you gear
understood.
up for this, but then you're someone says to you I don't know, the word PO, and I'm what the hell is that?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's a whole new part of the
which. I think
e-commerce
so
world.
Exciting in life.
Yeah.
I think we talk about romanticizing your personal life, but romanticizing your work life is even more fun in my opinion, because
it's wild.
Because if you think about it, it's learning something new and doing something different that you've never done before. It's scary, but it's fun.
I love the change. I love learning new things. I find myself sometimes sitting in meetings, having conversations, and then I think back about what I just said and I'm like, how is this my reality? Like this is, and you know what I have to say is like, that is the compound effect of hard work over the years and like blind trust in what you're doing and like putting it all on the table and just like always blaming yourself. Like all the things we talk about on this podcast. I'm so proud of us because it's not to be overlooked that this is like a really big feat.
Well, it's really cool. Yeah, no, it really is. It's awesome. I can't wait to we would have seen it in store already, actually.
Well, when this goes live, that week, it will essentially be going live.
I love what Ulta stands for because I feel like
inclusivity.
Yeah, like I feel like they have a lot of brands in there too that like they like take chances. Like this is like they're taking a chance on us, and I really appreciate that because like I know this product will do really well there, and I genuinely feel that. And I feel like it just like a lot of the other brands, like the Kardashians, are big in Ulta too.
Yeah.
Like it's funny that they're in Ulta and not other brands, in my opinion. So I think the way that Ulta shows up for brands, I think is lovely.
Yeah, they are rooting for us. I mean, really, when it comes down to it, they really, obviously, our success is their success. But like, I've enjoyed this process so far. It's been tedious for sure. Like one of the hardest things I think we've ever had to manage because also our e-commerce brand still needs to thrive through all of this hard work that's going on. Plus, we still have our personal lives going on and like mental wellness and all the things that we want to focus on while being so busy.
I know. I was telling Rachel this morning. I 2 times in a row. I set my alarm clock for 6 o'clock being like, I'm going to wake up and walk a mile. And both times, like I woke up before my alarm and just immediately shut it off.
I've had this alarm
I was
going
like,
off.
Not happening.
I've been working and doing things like into 12 o'clock at night recently. Like I've just been working into the night because the girls' bedtime is like ending at 9. And then I'm like, I can't sleep if I haven't finished certain things. So like I've been actually just doing some work at night and it's been helpful. And like early in the morning, I'll try to wake up at like 5. But like I will admittedly say that the last like 4 weeks have been really tough for me to get to workouts. I've really had a hard time.
I think no pressure.
No pressure. It's been a lot.
Yeah, like I know we're going to New York City this weekend and we will be walking around town with a donut in my hand. And I've never been more excited.
I want an apple fritter. Honestly, I've been looking at them.
What's up with you and apple fritters?
I don't know. I like them. So let's talk about when we pitched Ulta. So first of all, fast and furious on like the whole situation. Like they were, it was kind of like a hurry up and wait sort of a moment where it was like, okay, like we sent product, we were waiting to hear feedback. And then after we heard feedback, nothing, crickets.
Well, I think was it 2 months? Like we didn't hear back.
No, I think it was 3 months. So basically like we randomly send product. We're like, okay, Ulta could be an awesome opportunity. We'd love it. At this point, it's still sort of like a wish list. Like we're like, could this happen? Would they like us? You know, it's kind of like new friend group energy. You're like, am I going to be included? Like, will they like me? And then one random day, I want to say it was like 3 to 4 months later, all of a sudden we get an email and they're like, hi, we want to call.
It was weird.
Super weird. And we were like, what the hell?
I don't even know where we were. Oh. I was actually home, I think. And I was like, actually, they did answer me.
It was wild. And so then we had the pitch call. And what's interesting about the pitch call is like at first, you actually don't know who's on that call, right? Like I did my research.
I think it was like a 4 p.m. on a Tuesday. And we just like finished meetings for the day. And we were like all hyped up, but like also had meetings all day, right? Like we still had to like make it work. So we go into the pitch. We don't know who's on the call, right? Like we don't know what anyone's real role in all of this is. Like who will stay as a partner with us? Who is just onboarding us? Like, so we're, we don't know. I don't even know who to make eye contact with or who I'm talking to. Yeah. And I mean, like Zoom calls with people you don't know anyways, like they're always scary for me. I'm like, cause like I can be like bad at like talking or I don't like introducing myself on calls.
Why is it introductions on Zoom calls?
I hate when people say, everyone go around the room and do introductions. And I'm like, I don't want to.
It's really hard, actually. I will agree. Like,
you don't want to end the intro.
I have a hard time in general, like even being on vacation sometimes. Like I'm obviously incredibly fine with like talking and conversation. Yeah. But for sometimes when people are like, what do you do? Because we own 2 businesses and like there's so much going on. And there's like, I don't really ever know what to say.
I literally think we've laughed in people's faces before.
We have on a recent vacation. We'll look at each
other and be like...
Not like rude, but like they're like, what do you do? And we're like, I don't know. Like, we do a lot of things.
No, I hate that. I know that.
And so like, they're like, okay, so like, I'm like, hi, I'm Rachel. I'm the CEO. And you know what? I never know what to do. Like when I hand it off to you, like I want to like have my sister's back, and I'm like, and this is my sister Carly, and she's our chief of operations. But then I'm like, did I just do the introduction for her? Then like, what are you going to say?
Doing that. I'm like, yes, hi,
this is Carl.
Yeah, I love that. Love when people introduce for me.
I like try to like, I just want to like have a nice crossfade for you. I just want to like accommodate your needs.
This is not Sonos player.
I want a little crossfade. So we do the introductions, right? And then I think what threw me a little bit at the start of the pitch call was, first of all, I'm a photographer. I'm good at certain tech. Some tech, like doing returns or certain things, really baffles me.
It's because you don't even try.
I don't know what it is.
You just know I'm going to do it for you.
I don't know what it is.
No, but honestly, like, I think like we are so used to Google Meets, that's what we use.
I hate
all
Zoom.
the cool people use like Zoom.
I know. I like Google
and
Meet.
Like
it's
Microsoft.
So easy.
It's like, no, I just want to go on my email
and
just press join video
meeting,
call.
and it's like Zoom link, password link.
It's
download to the I'm like,
and then you can't get on. You're like waiting for audio. It's like,
I can't even turn my TV on. I had to call Jesse the other day to help me turn on the Grammys.
So you don't know how to share your screen.
So yeah, so the first thing that trips me up on the call is like, I'm so prepared. I'm so rehearsed. I must have practiced 150 times. Like I made Mike listen. I made you listen. Like we're all in, right? And then
meanwhile, I'm sitting over here being like, hi, I'm Carly.
Yeah, I'm like trying to troubleshoot. I'm like, so they want me to share my screen. So the reason that was challenging for me is because I can't see their faces when I'm presenting. So I can like read the room, but like as we were presenting, all I could see was my presentation. I couldn't see them. So I'm like, okay, I'm flying blind here. So we're going through the deck. We're going through the deck.
I also literally hate presentations. Like I used to call out sick.
It's a lot.
School.
It's a lot.
I'd be like,
sure.
hi, I actually can't come.
Well, then you're going through your head too. And you're like, am I talking too much? Do they care what I'm saying? Does anyone care what I'm saying? And then so I'd flip back to their faces, right?
Yeah.
And everyone is straight faced. So this is where you have to kind of
They were like deep listening.
They were really, really intently listening, but they were like also like not showing emotion on their faces. So like every time, I'm blind. Then going back to their faces, we're emotionless. And then this is a long presentation. So I'm like, am I talking too much? Is this too long? Are they bored? Do they hate me? This is over. Of course, the negative self-talk comes in.
I felt like that the whole time.
It's the biggest presentation of our lives, like so far, just like
I
casual.
think when I introduced myself, I was like, oh, fuck.
I
literally was like, fuck.
Well, like on this topic, I actually think what's very interesting about the way that we present is we're extremely ourselves.
I agree.
Like I'm never like, I'm joking. I'm never like a buttoned up version of me. Like in business, I think a strong suit is like go all in, balls to the wall on like who you really are and like let yourself be loved for your authenticity.
Well, everyone's just people at the end of the day. So like if you're like relating to somebody else who is even a higher power than you, or, you know, someone you're presenting to or someone you need approval from, like for me, I'm like, if you don't like me, then I don't like you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, that's the vibe. Like,
yeah, no, it's like match my energy, match my freak.
But then we are not a good compatible. We're not compatible then. Yeah. Cause like but then like when you see people like tell you about their kids and you're on like an important call and like you're relating to someone.
It's human.
They feel heard.
It's human. So we get through the whole presentation and at the end, we like turn.
I think there was like a 2-second silence.
No, there was a silence.
No, maybe like 7 seconds.
It might have been like 5.5 seconds.
And we were just like this.
And we were just like standing there and we're like, okay, so, all right. We're like, questions. They were like totally fine. No one was like awkward or anything, but it was just like, you know, they're digesting a lot of the information, like of what it is and like da-da-da. And then all of a sudden they're like, wonderful presentation.
They were like,
fantastic.
Love this.
Fantastic presentation. And they were like, we have a few questions. And I'm like, we're doing business, girls. And so like we start the conversation and it's like, oh, they're engaged. And, but like, they were like, could you do Q1 was one of the things they said on the call.
In Q4.
And it was Q4 and they were like, could you do Q1? And we were like,
sure.
26. Well, no, I think I go 2026 and they go, no, 25. And we were like, absolutely. Yes, we definitely can.
I think we literally were leaving for Florida next
week. No,
week.
We were literally leaving for Florida. And we were like, we'll make it work. Like whatever we need to do, we'll make it work. And they were like, okay. So essentially, I think it was like a Friday morning at about 7:19 a.m. We get an email I had just kept refreshing like it was like a boyfriend. And I'm like, is my boyfriend answering me? Is my boyfriend answering me? Like I was like a pathetic girlfriend. Finally, the email comes through.
I wish I felt that way still.
About
your husband.
Are you? No, you're just like kind of shutting off your phone so he stops calling you.
No, literally. Well, he doesn't ever call me, so I have to check when he does because I'm like. And by the way, it's never serious. I always think it's serious.
He's a dumbass.
I'm taking the dog.
I love taking the dog. So 7:19 a.m. we get an email on a random Friday, and they're like, "Hi, Rachel and Carly. We wanted to thank you for your time. We would like to know if you would like to go into Ulta nationwide." And honestly, I remember freezing. Like I was in bed, no bra, boobs going east and west, sleepy tie in my hair, super
Not
authentic, not south, just east and west. Like I was laying flat, so I was like to the left and the right. And then I guess you could go. I guess you could go east, west, south. Like it's like a trajectory.
Why is this the second time?
I'm not. It's not like a problem of having. I don't know why it keeps coming up. And so I remember looking at my phone and just honestly being in shock. This was like before I think you had even seen it. I actually had to take a second to kind of keep rereading the email. And I remember having many emotional moments that week where I was like, I could actually probably get even emotional right now just kind of thinking about it because I don't think we've taken a second to digest this. But this journey has just been so long and it's been so hard. You know what I mean? Like there's been so many steps of it and it's just like crazy. I can't even believe I'm crying. There's been so many steps.
Why are you crying?
I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm getting my
cool.
period.
It's cool.
I can't believe that all the blind hard work that went into every single step like ended up here, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think
you're crying a little too.
I'm not.
You're tearing.
I'm not. And
you have no soul.
Definitely not getting my period, so I don't know what to tell you. I know it is emotional. I think there's times where like I'm alone and I think about those things too because it's a lot of hard work. Like I think people forget about the times and this honestly still happens where we're up late at night or I'm always on the phone when I get home from work.
You're hustling.
I'm always, everyone's like, what, do you not work this day? I'm like, I don't know what day I'm not working. I don't know what to tell you. I'm doing payroll on my fucking honeymoon. What do you want from me?
Right.
Like, and I don't care. I don't complain. But like for me, like
I don't care about the work ever.
I feel like it's deserved too.
I think it's probably one of the proudest moments of my career.
Yeah, no, like I'm
feel validated.
I'm super grateful, but I do feel like we do deserve it. Like,
oh my God, definitely. I feel it's deserved. I don't think I could feel more proud is really what it comes. No, I feel validated amazing. By a company
it's also a very
that I respect.
I mean, some entrepreneurs like have like, you know, 2 service-based businesses or 3, and they're very much so used to the realm of that. Like we have a service-based business which is completely different than an e-commerce business.
Yeah.
So like having to learn both and like really be fluid in both, like that's hard.
But I think that there's been like a lot of blind decision making, right? Like when we're 110 years old and like we're looking back on our life, like this will all make sense to us, right? But when we were in it, like, and we
110?
Yeah, 111 just for alignment. But like when
you think you're making it then?
I definitely do.
Actually, this is really weird that you're saying
NADs.
Because Joe and I were talking last night about like having a DNR.
Is my mascara running?
No. Having a DNR or do not resuscitate. And I said, I think I would never have that. Like you can never have that and I'm never having that because like I don't care. Like keep trying.
Just keep bringing me back. Keep bringing me back. I really like life. Like I want to stay here for a while.
Like he's like, well, would you have one? I was like, no. Right?
Would you have a do not resuscitate?
Yeah, I think I would say no.
Like you want to be resuscitated.
Correct. Resuscitate me back to life.
I mean, I definitely don't. My biggest fear in life is like speaking mindlessly in a bed. Like I don't want to be like a demented vegetable, like not knowing what I'm saying. Like that would really bother me.
No, I think it would be fine.
I mean, I think at that point we'd be in a coma. So like I'm hoping for the best. Shields up, cancel, clear. Can we go back to Ulta?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
DNR.
When we're looking back, I think all of it will have made sense, all the decisions we made, and we'll be like, oh, we made good decisions. But I think the thing that's difficult about when you're in the climb is you don't always know. All you have is blind faith in your heart.
Because you could be doing it for nothing.
Right.
Well, like that's the thing is like that's a thing I think people forget. And I think being soul busy, your reminder is like everything always is for something.
It's like it's operating with meaning and love in your heart.
Yeah.
Like everything we do every single day, people are like, how do you do it? How do you do the hustle? It's like, I believe in a higher purpose.
I think I don't know if this is even a saying, but I also think that's like manifestation by accident. I'm not sitting there, like when I'm working, like I'm not like, this is going to happen. Like I know that's something you do, but for me, I'm just like, I believe in it so much. I know this is going to happen.
It's very interesting to manifest though, and to write things and then see them actually come to life. That is how I manifest, is like physical. And it's actually always worked for me. Like every time I say this will happen, it does happen. Like the writing of it and the talking about it and the speaking it into existence. I mean, that's a very real concept for me. I've experienced it too many times in my life to not believe it. But yeah, I think it's like, my point is like, let's say like the closing of the agency. We knew that that was a blocking point to Sleepy Tie being successful. And we knew that like, brands would have to be fired from our agency. And we knew that like certain people, like we might not work with them anymore if like we continue down this path. And that was all really hard. Like Mike always says like, he's shocked at how like you and I don't get stuck in the stress of a moment. Like our pivot is good.
That's a skill that I was born with though. Like
you've developed it more and more though with time.
Yeah, but I don't know if this is something that I've learned, I guess, but like the overwhelmed or being overwhelmed feeling, like that's a very rare feeling that I feel. Like I don't know. And there are times I feel overwhelmed 100%, but usually 99.9%, it's never with work.
I think it's self-reflection.
Yeah.
I really feel like looking back though, like all the decisions that we made, all the hard work, all the compound effect of every little moment of showing up every day with 100% integrity and 100% heart and soul is obviously what Soul Busy is, like believing in something wholeheartedly without necessarily knowing where it will go. And that's the thing that no one really sees in the back end.
You don't have to be an entrepreneur to be that way.
You don't have to be an entrepreneur to show up.
You could work for somebody else and show up and still get rewarded for your amazingness.
100%.
You know what I mean? And like
or
your
not.
Hustle.
You could not work and do that too. Like,
100%. I'm just talking specifically work related.
Like it can also be related to motherhood and showing up every day and having faith it will all be okay. And like just knowing that like, you know, it's a tough day, but like, let's move on. Like it's a tough day, but like I can do this. It's like the positive self-talk. Like today was a hard day. I got beat to the ground, but like,
I chose to have these beautiful kids.
Yes,
and like I want to,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
I'm going to stand back up today. One thing that keeps running through my mind as we're like rounding out the process, like first of all, it's so tedious. Like it's such a hard work. And also I think that the thing to note is I think a lot of people think, and here it's funny, like when I've told a few people like their reactions, like I think people think you're like an immediate millionaire the second that like you go into like a retail store and they're like, oh, they're rolling in it now. Like, first of all, like let me debunk that.
May be true for like Rihanna.
Yeah, like I think it will have a day. Like it will be great one day, but like you have to be successful in retail to stay in retail. You have to innovate to stay in retail. You have to earn.
It's constant. What do you think these people are coming out with lip liner? Like think about like an actual brand in Ulta. And I have to say, it's even harder when it's not like an actual skincare or a makeup product. It's not a makeup product. Which makeup products, when you already start making them, you can kind of go ahead and make another color lip liner. You can make another color.
They innovate. Like you're going to shop something you saw on TikTok and you're entering scene. But realistically, you replace a Sleepy Tie every 3 to 6 months. So we have to constantly be thinking about like, okay, a new colorway is exciting for some, but maybe not for all. And how do we have a hair protection system that doesn't take you too far away from Sleepy Tie?
Maybe this one product's not for everyone.
Right.
And what can we make that is for everyone?
Right. An example is Bonnet. That was a really exciting launch for us, or will be a really exciting launch from this POV right now. And we were really proud of that because although we knew we weren't like innovating a product, what we did was we added our touch of quality and care and love to a product that so many women and men of all people use for their hair, whether it be natural curls or a blowout with Sleepy Tie underneath.
I think Bonnet, knowing the quality of fabric that we got, is definitely something I'm going to be sleeping with all the time with Sleepy Tie, because the friction of hair, like I have very fine hair, literally will change my hair pattern because literally it won't fall out as much when I'm sleeping.
Hair health has just become such like a big thing in my life where it's like I care very much about my hair color. I actually care far more about the way my hair moves on my head recently.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. But also, I used to just go on Amazon and buy like a 5-pack of like crappy things and then like I throw it out and then I don't care. But to like invest in a quality product that actually will last, I think is worth it.
With reusable PVC packaging. No, I do agree. I've really learned that like it's better to buy the quality over the quantity, because I do find that if I don't spend a lot of money on something, it doesn't have to be overly expensive, but I won't care as much about like its future.
Yeah, or like Lily taking it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you like, it's not just like an automatic free pass. Like, we need your support. Like, go into the stores, check out the display, post it on social media. Like, this is a team effort. Like, our team of community got us here and your support. And now it's time like to continue, you know, like, and keep that support. It's like, it's almost
I
even
love
harder.
watching the videos of people use Sleepy Time. Yesterday it was like really good compilation on our story. And just like, I was like, whoa, like, I laugh. I'm like, those results are like really good.
Well, yeah, it's like wild. I mean,
and we're committed to always improving, I think.
100%. I'm still in shock when I see like,
no, I laugh.
Our follower count.
I literally laugh where I'm like, I was in my apartment that I hated when I lived with Joe, and Rachel made Sleepy Tie, and then she gave it to me and I was like, what the fuck is this? I have some videos of me being like, okay, and now I'm going to bed with my Sleepy Tie.
Your original one was leopard.
No, it was even worse than that. It was like a floral hideous pattern with like suede.
Do you know why?
It was like suede.
Do you know why? Because
Was it your like pajama pants?
No. So it was COVID, obviously. And I had all of these weird packs of scrunchies that I had never opened from TJ Maxx. And so in order for me to make the original Sleepy Ties, I had to cut scrunchies in half because I didn't know how to make a tube of fabric. So what I would do is I would get these scrunchies, cut them, put the fabric in the tube. And so my fabrics were just so bizarre and random. And that's why you had like the ugliest Sleepy Ties in the country.
No, I think I just got rid of one by accident because my dogs ate it.
No.
My dogs love the Sleepy Ties.
Dogs
like I have to
love
have extras
Sleepy
in my
Ties.
house for them.
It's wild.
It's a
how much
great
dogs love
toy.
them.
But yeah, I do sometimes take it all in and like sit alone and like my reaction is laughing, not in like I think it's funny, and more of like what the fuck just happened, you know, like it's just I don't know, it's just like exciting.
I mean, we're just like randomly on the Today Show, and then like Good Morning America, and then like we're in Vogue, and then like we're going viral and like have 10 million views on a video, and then this celebrity is posting it, and then this influencer's posting it, and sometimes meanwhile, we're just sitting in meetings all day long, like focused on the next step, focused on the next innovation, on the hard work.
When the girls at Parlor like wear Sleepy Tie and post it, I think it's so cute.
It's like a beautiful cross of worlds.
When we go to the company trip together and they're all in their little Sleepy Ties.
That's so cute.
So cute.
Well, and like truthfully, when you really think about the organic nature of the two brands coming together, I mean, like, we do run a prominently wonderful salon.
I know.
And so like sometimes I even forget that, you know what I mean? Like that my street cred in our background is hair.
Yeah, and we can't do that without good people like Sarah Whiting, Earth Angel to life.
Well, yeah, I mean, like the thing about someone like Sarah Whiting is because of her long-term loyalty, starting with us at the age of 16, you know, as an intern.
We're able to do this stuff.
Well, we're able to focus, you know, and like it's not that Parlor gets the blind eye or that we're not focused on Parlor. That's like a focus of ours every single week. It's segmented time, but because of how many meetings Sleepy Tie requires, and the pitching and the conversations and the tedious emails and the focus. I mean, these aren't just normal emails. I actually have to read them. Like I actually need to like count and like watch what I'm writing and reread them.
I love email memes.
Oh my God,
like where it's like,
so
all right,
hard.
Barbara, like
yeah, literally.
What is it? Like,
I hope this email, when I worked with
hope
Alexa.
this finds you well.
No, Alexa,
What does that
literally,
mean?
I hope this email finds you well.
You used to make me do that.
Yeah, like that was, if I didn't start an email chain with that, Alexa used to come for me. She'd be like, Rachel, this is improper.
No,
and
but
and if
also-
I had to say XX, capital X,
per my
lowercase
original
x.
request. I hate when people say that.
Per my original email, I'm like, oh, so you're a bitch.
Agreed.
And you're a bitch. Emailing is a funny part of our job. But yeah, like the whole...
I am a Tarzan emailer.
You're the worst emailer.
Yeah, no, I know.
I do feel like our careers have just taken like this very interesting turn. And I do think Ulta is the legitimizing factor in the most recent turn of events. And I'm grateful. I'm honestly honored. And I'm just so freaking proud. Like I just cannot, I can believe it, but I can't believe it.
Right.
And like if I was to talk to like call it my, I'm going to say like my 20-year-old self. And like, and I said to her, like in 14 years, you're going to walk into a national beauty retailer and you're going to see a hair invention that you and your sister cultivated, created, and made. and you're going to look at it on the shelves and you're going to see a slogan and you're going to see your logo and you're going to walk in and you're going to be wearing a pink blazer and you're going to stand next to that display and you're going to smile and you're going to be so proud of this journey. Just keep going. I honestly don't know if I would believe it. I don't know.
Yeah, but it also wasn't the goal. Like when we first originally, like we
at all
had a salon, right? Like it wasn't. And then eventually we were like, there has to be a better way. That product was made with true love and true intention.
That product was made out of despair. And literally, I recall.
But I'm saying like it wasn't just for like making a product to make a product. Well, it was like a real invention.
I think that's why our wholesomeness and our humbleness, like in terms of like the climb, is like so authentically present. It's not like one day when I was 20, that wasn't the dream.
We never even talked about that. Like, let's be in a retail store.
I wasn't like I was journaling it. I was only ever focused on the next 90 days, the next 90 days, the next 90 days, the next 90 days, little small chunks of goal setting. It was never like one day I will be this. It was never a romanticized future like that. I never thought of it. So that's why I'm saying, like, if you told me that at 20, like the only thing I was focused on at 20 was like, can I get gas for my 1997 Saab and how will I get dinner tonight? Cause like, I don't have money. It's like I'm broke and Chicken I need help. And I just want to do my next photo shoot, which I was just shooting all in the wrong format. You know what I mean? So just an interesting journey, all of it. It all makes sense. Just very odd.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what's to come.
It's going to be incredible. And I just can't wait to see like all the tags and all the people going in to like support us. And it's
going to be so cool. Well, I love that people can grab it in store too, because it's like, yes, you want to buy it from the website, but truly if you can just go grab it, like get one for a friend while you're like about to go, I don't know, to Hawaii the next day. What a treat.
Hawaii.
Specifically Hawaii.
Well, I mean, realistically too, like I think a big part of Sleepy Tie is that it's a travel hack, you know, like people love to sleep with it when they're traveling. And I've gotten a lot of messages of people being like, oh my God, I forgot my Sleepy Tie. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. Is there anywhere I can grab one? And like, I'm like, no, but now there is, you know,
Parlor in Framingham, Massachusetts.
You can come to Parlor in Framingham and you can pick it up. But like, yeah, like let's say you need a gift and you want to shop it right away. Like all of those things are now possible. So super grateful. And if anyone from Ulta is listening or like,
we love you.
Thank you so much for taking a chance on two girls who just worked their asses off to get here, you know?
Thank you to our community who loves Sleepy Tie and
thank you to our community. Thank you to our teams. Thank you to every single person at Parlor, every single person at Sleepy Tie, every single client that ever came into Parlor that supported us, that loved us, just everyone.
Even people who are like our friends, our family, people who used to work at Parlor, they come back and they help us fulfill for Sleepy Tie. Like it's wonderful.
I had random people just on random days, like Framingham friends were like, SOS, we need help fulfilling.
Cool. It's cool. I love it.
It's even that alone is cool. It's just a wild journey. And I think we're just getting started, you know, like
more to come.
Really is just the beginning. And I love the role I sit in Sleepy Tie.
Me too.
Super grateful that like I get to like live my dream.
Yeah. And like lastly, I think, I don't even know if people realize like every piece of marketing that is put out in the world, like we are touching. And yeah, it's hard. Like,
well, I mean, it's weird because like our jobs have honestly in a weird way become like being a huge part of the marketing department. Like there's not a piece of content that goes into the world that we don't see, help curate. Like Lauren has been like such a huge part of all of that for so many years and like working with us on that.
It's so funny because I think we didn't even used to like give marketing the time of day when we first originally started.
Like, I think we talked more about branding and aesthetics and like how does the feed look attractive.
Well, that's a reason though about like it. Yes, like obviously the agency wasn't working and it is what it is. But I think it's more because the day and age of marketing is just less branding. That's the start.
Less curation.
And more like doing and connection and authenticity, which I think we really get and understand.
Well, I think we've sat in a room with our team for many years now, like 4 full years. And all we've done is focus on like, how do we want to be presented? What's the emotional connection to that content? Yeah. Why does someone care? What is this doing to benefit the consumer? You know, as a constant conversation we're having. Is this content inspirational? Is it educational? Is it fun? Is it sparking something in somebody? And like the whole premise of like these beauty brands is, you know, relatability too. Like people want to wake up with perfect hair because they want to sit and drink their coffee and like tickle their toes.
It to be easy. Tickle their toes.
And tickle their toes. I want to tickle their toes and sip their espresso.
All right, well, I'm going to go get shawarma.
I'm really hungry. Let's get some
Thank you
lunch.
for listening.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here with us on the week of our launch. I am honored and grateful for this role that you've allowed us to
let you know
in.
how it goes.
Let's go. Rock on.